go. There you go. Bring it up forward. We'll go fly by. Ready? Hi Josh, we've got your X Quad 550 here with RetraX and your transmitter as well as your Fat Shark goggles. We got it all hooked up and I'm going to go into a little bit about the details for you about your package setup, and we're going to start with your transmitter. On your transmitter, I want to talk about the switches real quick. I've color coded the switches that are actually programmed to function with your quad. The other ones that are not color coded don't actually have any programmed function to your quad at all, so don't even need to worry about them. They don't do anything at all. So let's start out with your blue switch. The blue switch right here is your flight mode. So top position, which is what it defaults to, is GPS mode. Moving it into the middle position is attitude mode, which is still GPS guided, but it gives you a little bit more sport characteristics in the air when you're flying. Now in the bottom position is full manual mode, and you're going to need constant input from the sticks in order to control the craft, but you'll also have access to its full power and agility you know, in that regard as well. So like I say, top position is GPS, and that's the position it'll default to. You just want to keep it in that top position. That'll be the green flashing light on the NASA LED. Middle position for attitude is the orange flashing LED on the NASA, and then manual there isn't any flashing light. So right up here got your gains programmed to this switch right here. So that particular knob, it's set to exactly where you really need it to be right now. If you take a look, note the position of that switch there if you can. If the gains are set perfectly right now, you don't need to adjust that knob, but if you needed to change the way the quad behaved in the air, it's that knob right there. Now looking at this one right here, this is going to be your gimbal tilt and control. So, and then let's also talk about this one right here. This is your failsafe. The yellow one flicking that forward will bring your quad back to where it started automatically in the air, and then it will land itself and shut off the motor. So that's your failsafe, return to home, right there. And that is regardless of which flight mode you're in, it will do that feature. This one right here, flicking this forward, you'll see in the video, will lower or rise the RetraX. So that's your RetraX switch. So that's been a quick overview of your transmitter and some of the switches and as far as what they do. Now let's move on to the quad. Okay, and then you'll notice in the flight test video that the strobe comes on at the same time as when your landing gear go up. So if your strobe light's on, you know that your landing gear's up. If your strobe light's off, they're down and it's time to land. Your GPS compass, there's a little arrow right on the top of it there, and you can kind of see that. Alright, that needs to stay pointed directly forward with the nose of the craft. And you'll notice that this cord coming out also is the same direction as your arrow. So keep that pointed forward, and that will tell the NASA where your GPS compass is pointed, and that way it'll fly correctly. Right over here is your gimbal. I've built in an auxiliary jack into your power board here. So this is your gimbal cord. This plugs directly into there, and that will power your gimbal. Now, for example, if you wanted to fly without your gimbal, you would just unplug this, and then it will be off. Or you could also plug in another additional smaller battery like this one to power your gimbal as well, but that's up to you. So you're good to go there. So what you're looking at here on the gimbal, the circuit board here, this is the cords that are necessary to make this thing tilt with your knob. So that's all hooked up, ready to go. So the only thing you're going to need to do when you get this is you're going to just take the blades and put those on. This motor is clockwise rotation, like this, okay, and its diagonal counterpart is also clockwise. And then the front right is counterclockwise, and then its counterpart is also counterclockwise. So you put the blades on according to that. The clockwise motion blades, they actually have a little, if you can see it there, a little, this is 1038p on the blade. It's kind of hard to focus there, but anyway, the one with the P on it is the letter P. That's the one you'll use for the clockwise rotation. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks a lot, Josh.